G'day everyone and welcome back to Aussie Transport Fan, and we are here for part 2 of the Transport Heritage Expo. Today's video features not one, not two, but 3 red sets. Let's begin with a walkthrough of Red Set W3, which contains Sydney's first double-deck cars. This set was supposed to be running to roads this weekend. However, due to additional certification requirements which were not met in time, it was on display at Central Station instead. We begin in the guard cabin of car C3708. Unfortunately, I was not able to access the driver's cabin. The 2 motor cars on this set, 3708 and 3702, are Sputnik type cars, built by Commage in the late 1950s. They are similar to older Sydney Red Set cars. However, there are some slight differences, including welded steel construction instead of riveted steel and automatic doors. Both of these were firsts for a Sydney car. The trailer cars in this consist, T4801 and T4814, are Tulloch double-decker trailer cars built from 1964 to 1968. Now we are having a look inside T4814, which is painted in PTC blue and white, as you saw earlier. And now moving on to car T4801, the first of the Tulloch double-decker trailers. As you saw earlier, this one is painted red. And now moving on to car C3702. As you can see, this car has a cream and brown interior, which is actually its original interior colour scheme, as opposed to the later green colour schemes that were applied when these cars were refurbished. We're now walking through Red Set F1, which compromises some of Sydney's first suburban rail cars. The set is composed entirely of the 1920s type standard cars, which were built in the late 1920s and 1930s. They are similar to other Red Set cars, and as you can see, they are built of riveted steel. Thank you. We begin in the cab of C3426. Here's an overview of the driver's controls. C3426 is one of the Clyde-built cars and was heavily modified with a large driver's cab, new windows and a redesigned interior. It was also the first car to cross the Sydney Harbour Bridge. We are now moving on to trailer car T4527. Unlike most other Sydney suburban cars, the standard trailer cars feature a guard's cab. Trailer cars never featured guard's cabs before or since, not even in other Red Sets. All of the trailer cars were built by Walsh Island Dockyards. Now moving on to car C3218. 3218 and 4527 are the least modified cars on the set. C3218 was built by Walsh Island Dockyards. And now moving on to car C7396. This car was originally built as C3396 by Clyde Engineering, and as you can see, it has its original incandescent lights. Kind of looks like your living room. C3396 was renumbered upwards by 4,000 to C7396 when it was one of many cars to be upgraded from 2 motors to 4 motors, so that it could pull the Tulloch double-deck trailers. Cars in the 7000 series represent the 4-motored cars. And now moving on to our third and final red set for today. Unlike the other 2 red sets, this one is not a Sydney red set. It is a Newcastle red set. This particular set is a 620-720 diesel rail motor pair built in the 1960s. We are currently in diesel rail car 621, and as you can see, it's been retrofitted with a kitchen.
Yeah, so it's a water and chemical. It's got a kitchen and microwave. Wow.
And here's a quick look at the driver's cab.
What's that?
These cars operated on the Hunter line from Maitland into Newcastle and were nicknamed Red Rattlers, much like the Sydney cars were.
So you're still away for 6.
And now moving on to rail motor car 721. This car is virtually identical to the one we just saw. That concludes part 2 of this year's Transport Heritage Expo. Stay tuned for more parts.